Good morning, YouTube. Hello. I have been sick for the last couple of days. You can hear it in my voice. It's just been really crappy. When my grandmother was here, she got really sick, and so now I'm really sick, and I'm hoping I don't pass it on to John because that would really suck. But hi. I thought I would take you around with me today in my apartment because I'm just so busy and fun and exciting. Not really. I'm taking down my Christmas tree today, as you can see here. It's kind of depressing when you take down Christmas trees, right? Like, you're just kind of like, oh, the happy times are going away, the festiveness is going away, and that's always kind of a bummer, but alas, it needs to get done. And so putting away the Christmas stuff, working on some proposals for work. Have to take care of some stuff for that. Yeah, need to take care of some work stuff and get that all squared away. And then I was hoping to make some juice today. So I thought I would share that with you. And I've been thinking about like what kind of videos I want to do on my channel. Since my channel is very new, I thought this would be a good introduction to figuring out like what it is that I want to convey across the interwebs. So I was thinking of doing like wellness, monthly favorites, and I want to do a video on my goals for 2016, and leaning on my compost pot, and then doing maybe some stuff around cooking and recipes and food, and then perhaps talking about some more personal stuff like my 1 year for being sober is coming up, which is weirdly exciting. I don't know. It's been an interesting year. And then taking you along for some of the stuff that I deal with every day, like work and the hospital and all that stuff. So give me a thumbs up or leave a comment down below if that's something that you would be interested in seeing. I'm definitely really open to exploring new things, especially since this is new for me and my channel and my life. So yeah, so I'm not going to show you all the crazy dishes that are in my sink right now. I'm going to get back to taking care of pulling down my Christmas tree. So just finished lunch, driving home now. I'm trying to still get used to like this whole vlogging thing where you're like talking on camera to like yourself in front of other people, and it's weird. So trying to establish like more of a comfort zone with all of that. It's definitely been more it's been harder than I thought it would be, because I'm a pretty extroverted person, and so the idea of, and I don't particularly give a shiz what other people think about me or any of that. Like, I don't really particularly care. This little girl was like staring at me and like commenting to her dad in the car in front of me. That's so funny. It's definitely a stretch to like start talking to yourself on a camera, or like talk to yourself as you're walking down the street. So getting used to it. So hopefully this will become, or start to feel more natural than it currently does. Or maybe it won't, who knows? Like maybe it'll always just be this really awkward thing that I try to do and then eventually give up because it's way too awkward even for me, and I'm a pretty awkward person. So whatever. I have to be at the hospital tomorrow at like 8 a.m. so that's really not super fun, but I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride. So you can see what it's like to be in the oncology unit over at UCSF. You can check out my sweet view from my princess suite, as my nurses have dubbed it, because I go there like every other weekend, and I've been going there every other weekend for like 3 years. So I get the VIP treatment at the hospital. Isn't that fun? Oh goody. So usually I have like a pretty solid routine of doing nothing the night before, going to bed early, before the drought hit California. I would take a nice long bubble bath and watch YouTube videos and relax, but since we've been drought stricken for the last year, I don't do that anymore. But I do get to bed early. I do try to eat a good meal, make sure that my fridge is properly stocked, the house is clean, so that way when we come home from the hospital, we're not sitting on a big mess, because nobody wants to come home from a hospital, and whether it's myself or my caretaker, which is Jong, and deal with a big mess. It's just not fun. You know, we're there for about 8 hours, so no one really wants to, like, you know, do a pile of dishes after 8 hours of sitting in an uncomfortable chair. Yeah, so nothing too terribly exciting. My week has been really mellow, trying to get work kind of situated and back on track. It's, you know, running a business is definitely something that's very difficult. It's not, it takes a tremendous amount of resolve to run a business. Whether you're in business for yourself, you're self-employed, you have, you know, whether you, is it just, you know, it's just you, or you have employees, keeping the machine running is so, I'm driving as I'm talking to you guys, is so hard, and you know, it's easy to want to criticize somebody for the way that they perform. As an employee, you can criticize your managers, you can criticize whomever, and, you know, think that, you know, you're the bee's knees. But it's really hard to be the person who's responsible and culpable for everything, and you're the one that makes all the decisions, and your decisions may very well impact multiple people, multiple families, multiple livelihoods. And it's a tremendous responsibility, and one that I don't take lightly. I don't think that it's a responsibility that you should be cavalier about, you know, because people are entrusting you with something so sacred, which is their job. You don't always get the same respect or treatment back, but you know, you work it out, and it's really difficult as well. I was just at lunch, and one of the conversation, you know, part of the conversation was talking about a friend of mine is experiencing difficulties with her manager, and you know, her manager is relatively new to being a manager, and I was sitting there thinking, like, you know, I can lament and I can understand where she's coming from, and I can also understand where her manager is coming from. You know, I didn't go to school for business. I didn't learn how to be, I didn't learn the skill set of management, like managerial skills. I learned that on the job. I've learned that through my experience of a lot of trial and error, and a lot of failure, and a lot of not always being the best version of yourself. And it can be very taxing to always have to be the person to rise above, and you forget a lot of times that you're human. And people forget that you're human and that you have emotions and that words hurt, you know? It's not just about hurting other people, but their words can hurt you too, you know? It's very much a two-way street on that. And that we need to be as cognizant as we can, whether we're employees or managers or employers, to really try and treat people with, you know, like with the golden rule. And even that is really hard most of the time, because sometimes you're sitting there and you're going, I can't believe that this person is doing this to me and speaking to me this way. And how can I rise above? Like, how do I take the high road? It's hard to take the fucking high road. The high road is not, it's the road less traveled, and it's a harder road to walk, but once you're walking it, it's hard not to want to walk that way. My hair is being weird. Let's see here. There we go. Better. So I promised I would make juice the other day, and then I never did. Do you guys ever feel like when you're like, have been off not doing such healthy behaviors, and then you're like, I want to jump back into it. I want to make myself feel better and do all these great things and blah, blah, blah. And then you just like have a hard time getting back on the train. That's what I'm having right now. It's like I'm trying to get over this cold, and it's like hard times right now. Like the struggle is real. And so I want to do this stuff, and like I want to get back into my Pilates routine and do all this like feel good, like crunchy stuff for myself. And I can't. I'm like, I can barely like get out of bed, let alone put on like real pants. Speaking of which, I'm back in my pajama pants, which I'm like so happy to be. These are by J. Crew, by the way, a couple of years ago. I love their pajama sets. Give this a thumbs up if you like J. Crew pajama sets. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna show you kind of a rundown of like a normal juice for me. I'll leave like the ingredient list and the ingredient list and kind of how you make it in the description bar down below in case you're interested. But yeah, I love, like, I don't think juice is good to like completely supplement your diet. Like I would never go on a juice cleanse. Those are really bad for you, but I do like incorporating it. It's not the best way to get your vegetables because you don't get any fiber with it. It's just like the sugars and, you know, the vitamins and the nutrients inside of juice, but you don't get the fiber and the fiber benefits from juice. So I would say like definitely if you're going to juice and you're going to add juice into your program regularly, definitely continue to eat all of your fruits and all of your vegetables, and then have this be a supplement because it's really great. It's a great way to get in those elements, but it's not like a full-on supplement. So just some info. I'll also link another YouTuber down below. I'm sure you've heard of her, Amelia Liana. If you haven't, she's amazing. She's a beauty guru. Definitely worth checking out. She lives in London. She just did a video about juicing with a nutritionist, and it's really good. It's pretty helpful, and it has some good salient information in it, so definitely worth checking out. So I'll leave that down below. So I'm gonna grab all of my ingredients and I'll talk you through that. So hi. All right, so I'm gonna walk you guys through what I typically like to put into just a normal juice. And I'm someone who is very like into green juices, but I also really love a good beet juice. And for me lately, I've been doing a beet, carrot, apple, ginger, and then adding in some other elements that help kind of enhance everything and kind of offset the earthiness of the beet, because beet can be really earthy, and that's me being very diplomatic about beets, because beets are not for everyone. Let's be real. And what you want from a juice is that you want to balance kind of out the sweetness from your, any kind of sweetness that you're gonna get from your fruits and vegetables with a vegetable that is a little bit more earthy, or like an herb or a root that's a little bit more earthy, just so that way there's good balance, and there's also good distribution of sugars, because the last thing you want is something that's so, I mean let's be real, this is juice, like it's not supposed to be that sweet, so you want to balance it out so that way it is sweet and palatable, but not like, you know, like you're eating and sucking on a Jolly Rancher, because it's not, it's, you know, it's juice. All right, let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through what I have here on. So I have a nice assortment of veggies and herbs on my plate here. I have some celery, which is good. You don't want to go too celery heavy, because celery, when it's extracted in juice, has a really strong flavor. I have a beetroot. I have a couple of oranges, an apple, lemon, some pineapple, which has amazing enzymes for digestion in it. So it's definitely worth, if you're not allergic to pineapple, if you get like if your tongue feels fuzzy and starts to swell, that's an indicator that you have an allergy to pineapple. And a lot of humans actually are allergic to pineapple naturally. I'm actually a little bit allergic, but I love it so much that I don't really care. Then omit this, but this has so many good properties in it, and especially for aiding in digestion. So if you're somebody that suffers or has issues with digestion, then this is good for you. Then we have some ginger root, cucumber, just for its liquid and its refreshing qualities, some fennel root, and then I have a little bit of curly parsley. We're gonna give this a bit of a whirl and see if it needs anything. Oh, I actually really like this. It's tart, which is nice from the lemon, and it gives like a nice undertone. You don't really taste the beet, you don't really taste the fennel, you don't really taste the, I mean, all I taste really is pineapple and ginger, and like that warming sensation that raw ginger gives you, which is so good because it's really good for your immune system. So yeah, yes, so excited. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it a day on this and pour myself out some juice. So I can have some for right now, maybe a little less, because I want a good amount for tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm gonna put this bad boy back into the refrigerator, because cold juice is good juice. Oh, that's my juice tutorial. Awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna end the vlog here and probably edit this and post it tonight. So yeah, and then I will take you guys along for tomorrow. You can come with me to my first my first infusion of the year. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to, okay, I'm not excited, but I'm looking forward to getting it done and getting it over with and starting a new year with it. So yeah, anyway, thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and please leave me your recommendations down below on things that you want to see, or videos, or anything about my personal journey with wellness or with my illness, along with any other kind of fun wellness videos, like whether you want to see Pilates stuff or wellness favorites, or anything else, I am really open to getting some salient feedback to being able to really grow my channel. So yeah, all right, bye, take care.